So now you should have a list of things that are okay about you. If you struggled with that list, please ask other people around you. But it's like the polar bear. Remember the polar bear and the thoughts we had around whether he was lonely and sad or he was happy and chilled. Well, it's the same with you. You can choose to believe those thoughts that other people said, or you can choose to say, well, actually, that's someone else's thought. That's not my thought, and it's not the truth. This is who I am, and I choose to believe this because this makes me feel better. So keep adding to your list all the time. Stick it on post-its, on your bathroom mirror. Stick it little places just to remind yourself, I'm okay. I sometimes even just go to the mirror and I would say a wee thing just to say hello to myself, like, morning, you're doing good. Just keep reminding yourself that you're doing good. I know that sounds silly, but you see, with practice, you start to feel a wee bit better. And I did this myself all over the years, just kept building on my confidence. Every time you're faced with something new, your confidence is going to be challenged. So we are always going to feel a bit anxious or nervous about being faced with something new. And one part of taking that next step is challenging those thoughts that say you're not good enough. So saying I'm okay, or I will learn, or I can try, beats those thoughts that say no, you can't. Because I can't has you be stopped and not move forward. Yes, it has you be safe. The payoff is you get to stay at home, you get to be safe, but you're bored with yourself. And you have that feeling inside that says, I know I'm capable of more, and I know I am more. So there's that wee pull to you. So if you can challenge those thoughts, instead of saying I can't or something's going to go wrong, start to say I can and I will, and then take the chance of maybe doing something else. Here's another thing to think about with confidence. Is it always what we think about when we think about confidence? Not really. There's two sides to it. There's one, what we think about confidence, and there's one, how we act with our confidence. So if you think about someone who you think is confident, how do they act? What do they do? How do they speak? How do they stand? How do they hold themselves? How do they present themselves? So they might stand nice and straight. They might speak out loud so that you can hear them. They will give you eye contact. They will stay in contact with you. They will be dressed well. They will be presented well. And they will show up as if they have a contribution to make. Those people will come into a room and you will know they're in the room and they are part of what's going on. As opposed to someone coming into the room and shuffling with their head down, not wanting to look at anybody, not wanting to speak to anybody. Often what happens is if you come into a room like that, feeling not very confident and looking down, then it draws people's attention to you. So the opposite of what you wanted to happen happens. People are looking at you. People are observing, gosh, look at that person going over. Another thing we do, and it's very common in Northern Ireland, is we say, sorry. We apologise for everything. We apologise for ourselves just for being there. So it's about trying to break that habit of saying sorry. I'm okay. I'm as good as anyone else in this group. So we have to act. So try not to mumble, shuffle about. Try not to keep your head down. Hold your head up. Speak out. Do you think those people who are confident now at whatever they do were always confident? No. We only build confidence as we do something, as we step into something new. So going back to when you were a child and before you started to believe I'm not good enough, we try things and we keep trying things. And if you think of even a child trying to ride its bicycle, how many times does it fall off before it actually gets that bicycle going? It's the same with anything in life. but I'm not good enough will have you give up just that bit earlier. So I want you to, if you can, push past that and act as if you can. If I did have this skill, how would I behave? So this goes back to one of our other principles we talked about in the Amazing Bad Thought Busting program. If you think about someone you know who has the skill that you would like. So if there's a skill that you would like, so if you would like to be able to do something, or you would be like to be able to vocalize your thoughts or express yourself, if you would like to be able to, do something more efficient or the way someone else does it, then you can think to yourself, all right, well, if I was that person, what would I do? What would I say? How would I say it? How would I approach it? How would I look? How would I come into the situation? You don't want to be that person. You just want to have their skill. And in order to have the skill that they already have, you need to practice it. So think to yourself, well, what would such and such do in this situation? What would they say to me? And then just give it a wee go. So this week you're going to have a wee practice, maybe stepping out of your comfort zone. 1, stop beating yourself up. Start giving yourself those nice thoughts. I am this, I am kind, I am loving, I am doing my best, I am learning a new skill, I am practicing, I am okay where I am okay now as opposed to the past, all of those types of things. And start to maybe be aware of how you're holding your shoulders, how you're holding yourself, how you're speaking out. And sometimes we just need to stop and think about what we want to say and how we want to say it before we actually say it. And then we come across more confident and we feel more confident in ourselves. So this week we're going to practice. Let's practice these skills. Let's practice building our confidence. And I will see you for the next session when we're going to look at the things that we do that mess us up. So have a good few days practicing, and I will see you soon.